And we are live. Hello, everyone. Sorry about the noise in the background. Hopefully you can't hear that. Today on Verbling, we're talking about speaking skills. In this class, we're going to be learning the fundamental fluency that you need for different skills. In particular, this skill is all about music. How to talk about music, how to do it the way a native speaker would do it. All of that and more coming up in just a second. But first, let me do a quick introduction and then we will get started. So first of all, let me get this on screen. There we go. Okay, so you're going to see this in just a second. Sorry, it's loading. I'm John Eric, your Verbling teacher for this hour. I'm an American teacher from New York, coming at you today from Lisbon, Portugal to bring you this class. By the way, if you click on the link in the Verbling chat window, it'll take you to my profile page, which you can see right now on the screen. And you can follow me in the bottom left corner where you see follow. There you should be informed of my upcoming classes. You should get notifications. If you don't get notifications, let me know, because we'll have to fix it. Someone told me that they weren't getting notified. On the right side, you can book a class or a package, and I will create for you personalized lessons. That is to say, a personalized learning plan to help get you to your specific goals as soon as possible. So that's a little bit about me. Let's get the material on the screen for you. I'm going to load it right now. And as soon as it loads, I will give you the link. Okay, and while we're waiting for people to come in, let me say a quick hello to everyone who's out there so far. Ah, Mr. David Moon is back. Hello, Mr. David Moon.
Hello.
How are you?
Hello. I'm fine. Yes. Thanks.
Excellent. And Mr. David Vichez.
Yes.
David
Hello.
and David.
Yes.
Now we're gonna have. Let's see if we can get 3 Davids in the class to make it more confusing. Let's see. The material is still loading. It's going to take a second. For some reason, when I have my camera on, it really slows down the computer. I don't know why. But we'll get started as soon as this loads. Maybe if I turn my camera off. Let's do that. Let's see if I can just share my screen. Maybe if I can then turn the camera off. Turn down the bandwidth. See if we can get that to load a little bit faster. Doesn't look like it. Ah, yeah. Yeah, it's a little bit faster. Okay. Almost there. Let's just click present in a new window and we should be good to go. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I think we're ready. Let's load this up. All right. Someday I'll figure out a way to make this happen smooth and seamlessly. Tell me something. If you like music, hey, raise your hand if you like music. Both of you are raising your hands? Excellent. Tell me something. Who do you recognize in the graphic on the front page? Do you recognize anybody?
Yes, Elvis Presley.
You got Elvis. Excellent. Anyone else?
Maybe behind Elvis Presley, it is some jazz iconic singer.
Mm-hmm. Not iconic, but just icon. Jazz icon.
Icon.
Mm-hmm. Not icon.
Singer.
Icon.
Maybe Billie Holiday or.
Maybe. Say that again. Icon.
Icon.
Yeah, not kin, but icon.
Icon.
That's it. Because otherwise it'll sound like I can. Like I can do it. And David, Mr. Vichez. Am I saying your name right? Is it Vichez? Vilches, sorry, Vilches.
Vilches.
Vilches. Ches
Yeah.
Ches or Chez?
Chef, terminado en fe.
Chess.
Sí. Yes.
Vilches.
Ending. Sí. Yes. Vilches.
That looks kind of like you. Look at the third face on the picture. Looks just like you. Above the piano.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I don't know.
Is
I don't
that you?
remember the. It's me. Yes. It's possible.
I'm not sure who that is above the piano. I'm not sure, but it does look a lot like you. Maybe when you shave, that's you. I'm not sure. Let's say
It's
hello.
possible.
Let's say hello to V as well. Hello, V. How are you?
Hello, John. I'm good. How are you?
Do you like music, V?
Of course. It is
Ah,
one of my big favorite things in the world.
excellent.
And
Hey,
yeah, good.
being the only female in class, can you name the two female musicians on the screen? You win
On
a
the
cookie
screen,
if you can.
on the screen,
Yeah.
the girl in the pink, because that with that angle, I can't recognize. But I know the man in front, not in the middle, with some some clouds above his hair. I know him.
You know him
The
personally?
yeah,
Personally?
Elvis. Well, not personally, he's
Oh,
famous,
oh.
well known.
When you say
Elvis.
I know him, I thought maybe.
No, I know him via newspapers
Ah.
and other, how to say, other media, other
Yeah.
media,
We say I know him
social media.
through the media,
Mm-hmm.
maybe.
Through the media.
Through the media, like this. Through the media.
Through the media. Yeah.
Excellent.
And
Well, oh, sorry, go ahead.
yeah, and no, the women playing guitar in the pink.
Hmm.
She's playing some punk rock, I think.
I think so too. If it was a bass, I would know who it is. But because it's a guitar, I'm not exactly sure. Because there's only two female rock bassists that are really famous that I can think of. But she's not playing a bass, she's playing a guitar, you're right. Because it's got 6 strings. So I'm not sure who it is. I thought I knew. I thought it was the girl from Sonic Youth, the woman. What's her name? But maybe not. I don't know. But we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. Hey, Giancarlo, are you out there?
Yes, John, good morning.
Good morning. How many objects, not people, how many objects can you name in this picture? Okay, besides the silly ones, like the birds and the fingers. But I'm saying, look at all the musical-related stuff.
Okay. A microphone,
That's true.
a long play, a piano, a violin. No, it's not a violin. It's a a CD. No, it's not a CD player. It's a stereo. I think so. What else? It's a guitar.
Right.
What else?
That's good enough for me. So let's make a few corrections. Not a tape, but a cassette. Better to say cassette. The thing on the right side is a cello. A cello.
A cello.
Right. It's hard to tell. From the picture, it could be a violin, but I don't think so. I think you're right. The neck is too thin to be a violin, so it's probably a cello. It's really big. And not a, what did you say? The long play, but a record. I think that's what you meant to say. Just a record. Disco, right? Record.
A record.
And the thing the record is on is a record player. That's what we call it. Record player. Not a stereo, because a stereo would just be the speakers. And you can plug in anything into a stereo. a record player, a radio, CD player. So the stereo usually means a radio and 2 stereo speakers. In this case, you can actually see it's a record player. In fact, we don't see the speakers. It might not be a stereo. It might be mono, for all we know. But anyway, very good. So the only thing I would say is in English, to be clear, we'll say cassette rather than tape. Because tape could mean anything. Tape could be something you fix when something's broken. You can tape it together. So we'll say cassette to be clear that we're talking about audio. Okay, great. So we still got to identify 3 mystery people in the picture, which I don't know who they are either. And we've got all the objects, pretty much, all the ones that relate to music. So, with that in mind, here's what I want you to do. I want you to, we're going to take a little quiz. And in taking this quiz, we're going to see some words that are particular to the theme of music. That will help you to describe your own tastes a little later on. But first, let me jump forward for a second to here. What kind of music do you listen to? Let's start there. Let's talk a little bit about your tastes. Okay? And then we're going to go back and take the quiz, and we're going to try to give a score based on your knowledge of music. So let's start there. What kind of music are you into? When I say into, that means your personal interest. Let's start with the musician. Mr. Moon, what kind of music are you into?
Oh, I like cinematic and orchestral music, and
Cinematic
also
and orchestral. Interesting.
also I'm listen a lot of music, hip hop, jazz, funk, many kinds of music genres.
Very good. When you say orchestral and, would you say orchestral and cinematic? Is that what you said?
Cinematic, yes, cinematic.
When you say cinematic, what do you mean? Do you mean the soundtrack?
Yes, scores and soundtracks.
Scores and soundtracks. That's more clear. Scores and soundtracks. Excellent. Is there a particular composer we ought to know about
Yes.
that's important?
It's
Besides you?
Hans Zimmer.
Hans Zimmer. Yeah, that's a pretty famous name.
Yes,
Hans Zimmer.
yes.
I've heard the name. Tell me about Hans Zimmer.
About his biography, or
Well, what should we know? What did he do?
I think you know that he is a composer for movie for Christopher Nolan's Nolan movies.
Interstellar.
Yes, Interstellar and for Batman Begin, I think, yes, and Inception. Yes, I think this is a very good work. They work very good with each other.
I loved his work on the Transformers and Call of Duty as well.
Yes. and Lion King.
The Lion King, yes.
Yes.
The part that what's the guy's name? The part that Elton John didn't do, Hans Zimmer did.
Yes.
Very good.
Elton John write a banger, and Hans Zimmer write a whole score for this movie.
Elton John did what? I didn't catch that. Sorry.
They make a hit. They make a banger. The composition which everybody loves.
The song.
Everybody.
The song that everyone loves.
Song. Yeah. Yes. And Hans Zimmer always like Man in the Shadow.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So notice already we've got a vocabulary word, just to be clear. In English, we say the song. In another language, you might say the music, or you might say the composition. But to be clear, we'll say the song if it's like an individual track.
Okay.
So the song.
So.
Hey, by the way, quick trivia question. Did you ever see The Shining, directed by Stanley Kubrick, written by who's the guy that does all the creepy stuff? The Shining. Oh my God, what's his name? The guy that does all the creepy writing. I'm blanking on his name. Okay, never mind. I'll have to look it up.
Kubrick. No.
What? Say again?
Kubrick?
Kubrick is the
The
director.
director, yes.
I'm just
Stanley
blanking on the
Kubrick.
name of this stupid writer. What's his name? Give me a second. It'll come to me. Oh, Stephen King. Right. Yeah, Stephen King. Sorry.
Oh, yes, yes.
I couldn't remember the name. I have a real aversion to Stephen King. I just can't stand him. Sorry. But that's a great movie. Did you see that movie?
No, I like Odyssey, but I don't. I didn't saw the
Mr.
Shining.
David Moon. Mr. David Moon. If you don't go out and see The Shining and listen to the soundtrack today,
Okay,
the
I
gods
get
of
it.
music, the gods of music will come to you, and they will take you away, and you will never be allowed to perform again. It has well, anyway, just see it because it's interesting. That's all I'll say.
Okay, thank you.
Tell me what you think. Okay. Anyway, so I'm sorry, I got stuck because we started to talk about movies, and then I got confused. What about the rest of you? What about the rest of you? I didn't mean to ignore you. So, besides scores and soundtracks, what are the rest of you into? Mr. Vilches, what about you? Do you have a particular favorite? You're into gangster rap, aren't you, David? I can tell.
Is me?
You're into gangster. I can tell.
No.
No? No.
No, I am not a gangster.
Oh, you're not? Oh, okay.
Okay. Uh, okay. I like. I don't have any special favorite music, but I like a lot of kind of music. But maybe I prefer rock and roll or rhythm and blues, or sometimes classic music. I don't know.
What do you mean classic? Do you mean classical?
Classical, yes.
Ah, classical. Classical would be like what?
I like Mozart.
Right. That's classical. Okay.
Yes.
Classical Western music. Mozart.
Vivaldi.
Right.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes. It depends on my feel.
Depends on my mood.
Mood, yes. Depends
Right.
on my mood. And but I really I am not really into music. I listen it while I am working, but I listen by internet and I don't have CDs or I don't buy CDs
Right.
or music.
I can't listen to music and do something else. And because I'm always working, I never have time. So I just don't listen to music anymore. I literally don't listen to it. Because I used to listen to it, but then I couldn't do any work. And then I'd spend hours doing nothing but listening. So I realized I just can't do both. I really can't focus if I'm trying to do two things at once.
Yes.
Strange.
No, it depends. If I have to be concentrate and maybe I can listen music, but if I am doing a mechanical work,
Mm-hmm.
Repeat or something that I don't have to think, yes,
Mhm.
I can listen music and without problem.
Yeah, well, I can't. That's why I don't listen to it anymore. Hey, Giancarlo, is there a particular kind of music from Mexico that we ought to know about?
Well, yes, of course, Mexican music. We have different artists in Mexico. They
Like
represent
Los
our
Panchos.
Mexico, like Los Panchos, Lola Beltran. We have different bands, mariachi music. Mexican music is famous all over the world. I was watching a soap opera last year, last night,
Hmm.
uh, and I discovered that Mexican music is recognized in different countries in the south. For example, in Colombia, Colombian people, I know that some of the people from Colombia like Mexican music, and in this soap opera, uh, Mexican music is played in the soap opera. It's like the soundtrack of the
Uh-huh.
soap opera, and the singer got or released a CD, a soundtrack using Mexican music in Colombia. So um, I like Mexican music. I like pop. I like, for example, Air Supply. I like, for example, Tears for Fears, or I like for Supertramp. I like Mexican music. I like, for example, here in the picture, how to talk about music. I recognize two different singers. The first one is Elvis Presley, and the second one is Billie Holiday. And I think so. I
But
think
who's
she's
the
Billie
third
Holiday.
one? Who's the third one?
I don't know who's the
No,
third one, but
no
I
one knows.
recognize I recognize Billie Holiday because I saw a film that it was very important for me, and the film was 9.5 weeks
Hmm.
with Mickey Rourke and Kim Basinger. The film was
That
uh,
was Mickey Rourke before his face was deformed through
before
before
the
he got
rest.
beaten up. Yeah, because he became a professional boxer and he destroyed his face.
Totally, because he was into drugs, I think so.
No, he was a
And
professional boxer and he got his face pummeled and then he got surgery. So when he was young, he looked like that. And then he left Hollywood and became a boxer, a professional boxer. Only I don't know if he won all the time. I think he might have lost.
it may be a great topic to discuss, John, to talk about surgeries and to talk about this necessity for people to operate themselves.
Right. He
Yeah.
he because he doesn't look like he did in the movie. So in the movie they had Billie Holiday. That was the soundtrack of the movie? I don't think I ever saw it.
Yes, there is a scene where the guy plays the record and the song is by Billie Holiday. And since that moment, I tried to find out who Billie Holiday was, and I loved her voice. She was a black woman. She was a singer. She was famous in the 40s, and she was a jazz singer.
Hmm.
And she had a very nice voice, and I played some songs of her, Billie Holiday, and I don't remember the other one.
What other one? The third person, you mean?
The third person, the other
Yeah.
singer we have here.
I cannot. No one can. I can't figure out who it is either.
Yeah, but John, in general, it depends on the mood I am.
Uh, and what about you, V? You told us about a music, a type of music. There's one from the north and one from the south, from two different cities in Vietnam, right? You told me about a traditional music. You wrote
Yeah.
it in the chat window. I've already forgotten what it was.
Mm,
You told me that in two different cities they have two different styles of this music.
yeah. We have, yeah. Mm, but I think for foreigners it's very hard to listen to
Hmm.
because they don't sound like anything in this world. And maybe the first time you've listened to it sounds so sleepy, I
Hmm.
think. Yeah. Because it's so sad and lengthened sentences.
You should
Uh,
put a link, like a YouTube link or something, so we can listen to it. Maybe not. Maybe not during.
maybe after
Yeah, I mean,
uh,
I don't know if we can play it in the classroom now, but you should put a link,
uh,
because I'd like to hear it. And what kind of instruments are used? Is it
instrument.
traditional
Mhm.
instruments?
We have yeah, we have I think something like Chinese instruments,
Uh-huh.
but it's from Vietnam.
Those sort of
This one,
those things that look
yeah.
like kind of like harps.
Uh, the harps?
No, I'm saying
Yeah, I
those
think so.
they,
Yeah,
they look kind of like
I
a
know
harp.
that.
They're like a stringed. Yeah, yeah, this is it. Exactly this. Let's see if
Oh,
I
you
can.
know it? You know it? Yeah.
Yeah, because I've seen it play, but I've also seen um, I think there's a Vietnamese uh, musician who plays this, but she does Western music, and
Really?
her name
Mm.
is I forgot her name, but let me see. Hold on a second. Let's put this on screen. So how do you pronounce this?
Đàn tranh. Oh, exactly, đàn tranh.
That
Đàn is I don't know. It is like instrument, the instrument. Đàn in Vietnamese means instrument,
oh
and tranh no, just its name, I think. Yeah, that's it.
okay okay.
Oh, we have Vietnamese word on your screen.
What word
Yeah, you see some words here. Trung Quốc.
on
It means
on the
Chinese.
top?
Yeah, yeah. It is in the line. It shows the name of instruments. That is
Hmm.
Vietnamese word.
So those are the names of those instruments?
Yeah, the name of instruments.
Okay.
And
I don't
I
know.
just know some of them,
I don't
but
know.
none
I
of them.
can't pronounce them.
Uh-huh.
Because if I look at we don't write those the same way, so I probably would say them wrong. So I see trung quoc. Is that right? I see
What are you
trung.
saying? I can like Einstein. I think you how to pronounce the name of that scientist? Einstein, I think. It is like I no, yeah, maybe. I'm not sure, but I
Oops, sorry.
pronounce.
Changed the page by accident. Sorry about that. Whoops. Um, well, it'd be great if you had a link. Maybe we could listen to it after class or something like that. I can try to play it during class too at the end if you have
Yeah.
something on YouTube. Well,
Uh-huh.
let's come back to this in a minute. Let's try our little quiz. So I might ask you if you want to get a score to keep score. I think there's 10 questions, and you just have to write down your answers. Okay? So I'll ask each of you to read one of these, but to record your answers, and we'll compare them at the end. So let's start. Let's go back to you, Mr. Moon. First of all, I'll read the beginning, and we'll all take turns reading one particular answer here. How into music are you? Some people live for music, by the way. That's also a good expression. Some people live for music. That means they really enjoy it. While for others, it's just noise. But most of us lie somewhere between these two extremes. What about you? How into music are you? Do this test and find out. Mr. Moon, read the first one for us.
Every few years, a new way of listening to music is invented. Put this in order from the oldest to the newest and tick the ones you've got at home.
Okay. And read our choices, please.
MP3 player, radio, tapes,
Mhm.
CDs, records.
Right, and as I said, you should say cassettes rather than tapes, just because it might be less clear. Okay, so
Okay.
take a minute, write down your answers. We're going to compare this at the end. Mm, da, 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 da. I'm writing my answers right now. That, and then, okay, I'm finished. Are you finished?
Oh, can, can you tell me what I need to do?
Write down your
I
answers somewhere.
missed, somewhere on paper, for example.
Yeah, we'll go over them at the end, or in the chat window, but don't press return.
Okay.
Just keep it there.
Okay.
Okay, all of you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
everyone ready? Are we cool? Yep. Okay,
Yes.
Mr. David Vilches, can you read the second in our choices, please?
Yes. People listen in different ways. Can you guess what the people below are listening to? Match the photos and description. Which photo is missing? A Jimi Hendrix guitar solo, a new podcast, a Mozart symphony, a Taylor Swift track.
Okay, take a minute, record your answers. I'm doing the same. Looks can be deceiving, by the way. Okay, I'm finished. Everyone ready? So your answer should say something like, the number and the letter, something like that. Okay, everyone ready? Can I move on? If we're ready, Mr. Giancarlo, can you read 3 for us?
Yes. Does music make you move? Tick the things you do when you're listening. Tap
Okay,
your feet, sing along, dance, conduct the orchestra like the old man in the photo in 2, play the air guitar like the young man in the photo in 2.
Let's go back and take a look. In number 2, the old man is conducting. And number 3, the young man is playing air guitar. Take a look at pictures 2 and 3.
Yes.
Okay, as you can see, this is a very scientific survey that we're taking. I don't know how you're going to get a score, but okay, so record your answers for number 3. Okay, let's go on to number 4. Ms. V, can you read number 4 for us?
Some of these are more difficult to name than others. But can you write a name of a line if you can?
Which can you name?
Which can you name? Write a name of a line if you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
So go through our choices, please. Go through our choices, V. What are our choices?
Sorry, yours?
Read through our choices, please.
A singer, a composer, a guitarist, a drummer, a female drummer.
Okay. See how many of those you can attach a name to. I'm doing my answers right now. Let's see. I can't think of one for E. That's not easy. Uh-oh. I know there's a lot, but I can't think of any. Uh-oh. I have one answer missing. I don't know about the rest of it. Okay. If we're ready, I'm going to move on to number 5. Back to you, Mr. Moon.
What are the difference between these instruments?
Wait, read that again. Look at the
Uh,
word. How many syllables in the 1, 2, 4th word? Read that at the 4th word again.
Differences.
Differences.
Okay, differences. Which is bigger, a keyboard or a grand piano? Which is usually louder, a Spanish guitar or an electric guitar? Which is heavier, a saxophone or a recorder? Which are the biggest and smallest of these? A violin, a double bass, and a cello.
Oh, this is too easy, right? So which is bigger? Okay, I'll put that. Which is louder? Okay. Recording my answers. I've got a very scientific survey coming up. If you fail the test, you'll be fined. You have to pay a lot of extra money. If you pass it, you will get a cookie. Okay, there's that. And which are the biggest and smallest? Okay. Big is that. Small is... Okay, I'm ready. Are the rest of you ready? If we are, then Mr. David Vilches, can you read 6 for us?
Okay. A lot of music fans are great collectors. How many of these have you got? Think them. Books or magazine about music, a collection of CDs by one artist, a T-shirt with the name of a singer or group, an autograph of a famous. Oh,
Say again?
I don't know. An autograph.
But why are you saying author? There's no TH.
Autograph.
But why are you saying author? There's no TH. It's not A-U-T-H. It's A-U-T.
Okay. Autograph.
Good.
Okay.
And if you say it quickly, it sounds like this. Instead of ow, just say all. Autograph.
Okay. An autograph. Autograph of a famous musician.
Right. So, this one's easy for me because my answer is none. I have none of those things. No, wait, maybe I have books. No, I have books. Okay, so just one. Books. That is for 6. Okay, we're nearing the end. By the way, you can just put the letters to make it a little bit faster. Let's see, we got 7, 8, 9, 8. Oh, these are out of order. This should be 8 and 9, not 9 and 8. Okay, we're on to 7, Giancarlo.
Yes, 7. Look at the 6 singers above. What styles of music are they singing? Which style is the oldest?
Okay, what styles do we have? Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, country, jazz, opera, rap, reggae, rock.
Okay.
Too many R's.
Too many R's.
Yeah, rah.
Okay, I've got A, B, C, D. Oh, that's easy. Oh, this is easy. E. Oh, this is way too easy. Okay, no one can get anything wrong on this page. It's too easy. Okay, I finished number 7. Hopefully all of you got it. Moving on. Hopefully you're ready. Let's go to 8 first. For some reason 8 or 9 are switched. I don't know why. V, can you read 8 for us?
Some fans prefer bigger venues, others prefer smaller, more intimate venues, and some people aren't interested in live music at all. How many of these have you been to? Take them. A massive concert in a stadium or other outdoor venue, a big concert in a concert hall or other indoor venue, small concerts in a club or other small venue.
Okay. Got that one. That one's pretty easy. So just put the letters that you have attended. I'm a yes for all three. I don't know about all of you. All right, and we're back to Mr. Moon for the last one, number 9.
You're going on a long, boring car journey. What do you do? Tick your answers. Have a conversation, listen to the radio, take the first few CDs you find, careful choose some good driving music.
Okay. So I'm going to put my answers in the chat window. My cards are on the table, everyone. You can see my answers right there. If you've recorded your answers, feel free to add them, and let's see if we can give you a score. Let's see. Yep, here we go. Here are our scores. You can calculate the score for your partner, too. So, if you have your answers, post them in the chat window. If you've written them down in the chat window, click return and post them. Okay? If not, we're going to have to just find out what you scored. Maybe you should score yourself first if you haven't written your answers down. Okay? So I'm going to see if I can do that. Take a look at my score. It says score 1 point for each tick. Ah, got one for David. Good. Score 1 point for each tick and 1 point for each correct order. So I had, let's see, I had radio, records, tapes. Venues is a place where you hear music or see a performance, Giancarlo. And places is just, it's too general. So we'd probably say venue if it was about music because there's a performance going on. Does that make sense?
Oh, yes, John. Thank you.
Yeah?
Yes.
So let's see. I had radio, record, tape, CD, MP3. Radio, record, tape, CD, MP3. Oh, I got a perfect score for number 1. So did David. David, we both got perfect scores for number 1. Hooray. Let's see. Number 2. Score 1 point for all 3. What is this? 3, 2, 1. How did I do this? Oh, 3, 2, 1. Oh my God, I'm getting a perfect score so far. How are the rest of you doing? By the way, let's just say a quick hello to... Uh-oh, I don't see your name on the screen. Who's the new guy? I just see... Oh, Sonic. Is that right? Mr.
Yeah.
Sonic. Hello, Mr. Sonic. How are you?
I'm fine, good. My name is Sonic from South of Korea. Nice to see you.
You're from the south of Korea.
Yeah.
South Korea. What's your name
Yeah.
again?
You can just call me Sonic.
Sonic. Wow.
Yeah.
Do you have a band?
Bang?
A band.
Sorry, I don't
Because your name is Sonic, I thought perhaps you had a musical band. Like
yeah,
maybe.
a band. Yeah, it's not band. It's just the Japanese character name. You know.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got
Just yeah, character in animation.
Excellent. Mr. Sonic, nice to have you with us.
Yeah.
We've just finished a little survey, a questionnaire about music. And in doing this... Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, I read this text, but it is hard to solve this question.
Right. Well,
I will try to do that.
It's your opinion, of course. But the real purpose is to be exposed to language related to music. All kinds of music. That's the real purpose. So we saw, for example, words like cassette and CD player. We saw words like styles of music, jazz, classical, not classic, but classical, pop, contemporary. We saw words for instruments. So all of that was language that would be important when we talk about our own tastes. Okay?
Yeah.
So how's everyone doing with the score so far? Is everyone scoring their answers? So far, I'm getting, it says 1 point for each tick, 1 point for each correct order. I'm getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 4, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 18. I'm up to 18 so far, up to number 3. Score 1 point for each A, B, C, and D. And 3 points for A. So 18, 18. Oh, this one's a little bit harder because I wrote only the order. I've got to go back here and go see that one. For number 5, score 1 point for each correct answer. Okay, so 5, so 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So I'm up to 22 so far, but I have to go back and check. I got to roll the slide back for number 4 because I have to see what A, B, C, and D are. Let me just go back here. Just a second for number 4. Oh, a singer, composer. Is that it for number 4? Oh, okay. Let's see if I did that right. So, what was number 3 then? Maybe I'm making a little mistake. Number 3 was, oh, those are the things you do when you're listening. Okay. And we have 1 point for each. Huh. Oh, that's easy then. So I was up to 22, and for number 3, how many did I have for number 3? Oh, I only had 1. So
Right.
23. Okay, my answer is 23. That's my score. Did anyone else get a score?
$15.
15. Oh,
Yeah.
no. I beat you, David. Let's see. And
My score is 17.
17. Really? I'm in the lead? How is that possible? How is that possible? Maybe I cheated. Where did you have? Did you lose points anywhere? For example.
Yes, in the first question, I don't have CD player. CDs.
Oh, so you left CDs out by mistake.
Yes.
Oh, but that's just a mistake. As long as you, well, if you leave it out, that's just a mistake. The point is, did you get it in the right order? Because I think in mine, I wasn't actually sure if the radio came first or records came first, but apparently radio came first. Which actually, if you think about that, it doesn't make any sense because obviously records came first. They weren't able to transmit radio waves before they could record music, so that can't be right.
Yes.
I think there's something wrong with our survey here. What about the rest of you? Did you get a score, Giancarlo or V?
No, I didn't, John, because I don't have the presentation with me, so it was hard to go back to the previous slides.
If you did the presentation, sorry, it's here if you want to take a look. You're welcome to go back. Well, while you're tallying your score, were there any surprises in any of the answers that you saw? Or was it pretty much what you expected?
Can you tell me about
you know, I made a little mistake. I just realized. You know what? The score is on 2 pages. Look, everyone.
Yeah.
Yes, I only check until
Number 5.
question 5. Yes.
Yeah, me too. So I was in the lead up until question 5, but I forgot about 6, 7, and 8. Oh, score 1 point if you ticked A and B. What did I do? For number 6. For number 6, I only put I guess 1. Score 2 points if you tick C. Yeah, I've got to go back too. Yes, it's a little bit confusing if you don't go back. So for number 6, I only put A. So that would be what, 23? Score 1 point if you took the A and B. So that would be 24 for me. Score 1 point number 7 for getting all the correct answers. 1 point for each question. And 1 point for each question. I don't understand that. So let's see. I have 1 point each. Oh, if they're correct. Okay. So rap, rock, opera, country, jazz, reggae. Okay, so that's 1 each. So that's 24. 25, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 24. That's 30. Right, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Okay. In 8, 30. 1, 2, 3. Score 1 point if you ticked C. 2 points if you ticked D. I ticked D. So 33, 4, 5. Okay, I'm up to 35. Mr. Vilches, what are you up to? I got up to 35.
22.
22.
Yeah. But I think radio was first than records.
Yeah?
Yeah, I watched in a documentary that at the beginning the radio was a man talking in front of the microphone only, without music.
And records, they used to have wax discs before they had vinyl. So records had to have come before. So that's also another problem. Okay. Well, if you were scored above 15, then it says, well, let's show the answers on the screen first. Sorry. If you scored above 15, according to the, let's turn this. If you scored above 15, I'm starting right in the middle. You seem to be into music. If you scored 35 before, you are obsessed. Below 15, you're not especially into music. Fewer than 15, you are not too keen on music. Not too keen means that you don't care about it. So I guess I'm on the border of being obsessed, according to the survey. Give me a second here. Okay, one of the things that we ought to do here is, let's take a look at some vocabulary while you're tallying your scores. We can go over them a little bit later. I want you to think about some of the vocabulary that you've seen today. Okay, so it asks us to find certain words in the quiz, but I want you just to test your knowledge. You're welcome to go back to the quiz, but I want you to see how many of these words you can just name. So, for example, a part of the word where a single instrument is most important. In the quiz that we just took, the word came up solo, a solo instrument. And you could see that in the guitar solo in question number 2. Okay? So I'm going to assign you each a number. You tell me, take a minute, go back to the quiz if you need to, and tell me what answer you think goes there. So, David Moon, you take number 2. Mr. Vilches, you take number 3. Giancarlo, take number 4. Mr. Sonic, take number 5. Okay? And I'll see if I can do number 6. Take a second and go back through the quiz if you need to. Okay?
Yeah. Well, what is the question? Yeah.
Okay, so let's see if we can go over our answers. A piece of music, a piece of classical music, Mr. Moon.
For an orchestra,
That's right.
I don't understand what piece of music.
So
I
there's,
don't understand the question.
you don't understand the question?
Yes.
Which part? Which word is confusing?
What piece? Note for orchestra or
The word piece is confusing.
yes.
Like, you know how we would say a work of art? The word work doesn't mean that you're getting paid to do a job. The word work means creation, a work of art. So here we say a piece of music. That means the music we're listening to is called a piece of music. Whereas if we say music, that means all music. So what's a synonym for, just like work of art, you could say, I guess you could say a piece of art, or you could say a sculpture, or you could say a painting. What's a synonym for a piece of music? Something that has been written by somebody.
Song, for example, song.
Is that what it says? Is that the answer we found in the quiz? So take a minute and jump back through the quiz, skip through it, and see if you can find the key word.
Okay.
Song could be, I mean, that's definitely a word you could use. I just wonder if it's the best word. Because it's about an orchestra, right?
Yes.
So if it's about an orchestra, we don't say song. Okay, think about that, Mr. Vilches. A single song or piece of music. What did you get for that?
A track.
You get a track, like a soundtrack, right?
Yeah.
You're right. A single piece is a track. That's correct. Mr. Giancarlo, lead an orchestra with your hands. Oh, I remember this one.
A conductor.
Right, to conduct music. To conduct. So here,
action.
it's the action, right, to conduct. Mr. Sonic, number 5, was the signature of a famous person as a souvenir. So this was in the quiz. What was the word that was used in the quiz? For example, you might get a record or a CD, and you'll ask the artist to actually sign it for you. What are they doing if they sign it? If you need to, click on the link. No problem. If you need to, click on the link and skim through the quiz. Okay? The link in the chat window. Let's go back to Mr. David Moon. A piece of classical music for an orchestra?
I found a symphony.
Symphony. That's the one they refer to.
Yeah.
Okay, number 6 is for the whole class. Whoever gets it wins the magic cookie, which I'll email to you. Yeah. Number 6, any place where you see a concert or other live entertainment.
A venue.
A venue. Exactly. You win the cookie. Last thing before we run out of time. Find the words in Are You Into Music to add to these lists. So this is the quiz. Find the words with a partner or add more of your own. For example, instruments and musicians, we heard in the quiz saxophone, drummer, female drummer, guitar, right? Because guitar solo. Okay, what about styles of music?
Rock, pop, jazz.
We heard everything, right?
Yes.
Right? What about, so the only one I didn't hear there was country, but yeah. Classical, country, jazz, opera, pop, rap. What about musicians or types of musicians? Like a
vinyl, CD, MP3, MP3s.
For musicians?
Drummer, singer.
Drummer we have, singer.
Okay.
Singer we
First question, yeah.
First question. Yeah, maybe there's a few others we might add there. Like, what do we call the person who
Singer.
what do we call the person who writes music, especially
Composer.
classical? Composer.
Composer.
Right. So we have composer, conductor. A person who plays a guitar is a
Guitarist.
guitarist.
Guitarist. Yes.
A person who plays a cello is a
Cellist.
cellist. Right? A person who plays a harmonica is a
Harmonic
Harmonist.
player.
harmonica player, not harmonist. Harmonica player, right? Music products. We have CD. What else?
Records.
Right.
Right? CDs, records. What else?
Right.
MP3.
MP3, right?
Cassette.
Cassettes. That pretty much covers it. And finally, what about the venues? What kind of venues did we have?
Open space.
Open space. What do you mean?
Uh,
Well, what do we call a closed space?
a club, for example.
Okay, a club. A small venue is a club. A large closed space venue would be
Music hall.
a music hall. Exactly, a concert hall. So we got a concert hall, club, stadium, and open space could be a stadium too. It depends on. It could be an amphitheater. It's not mentioned, but it could be an amphitheater as well. Okay, and let's go back to Mr. Sonic for number 5. The signature of a famous person as a souvenir. In the quiz, what did we refer to that as? Did you catch that?
Yeah.
What is it? Give up?
Yeah.
Class, help him out. What is it? Help him out, class.
Autograph.
Autograph. Right. Autograph. Very good. Very good. Well, listen, we're probably going to follow up with this on Thursday because there's also some grammar about comparisons that we might want to look for. You'll notice how music styles can be compared. So, come back on Thursday. We'll take a look at the grammar of comparisons, and you'll have a chance to use everything you've learned to talk in-depthly about music that you like, style of music, as well as compare it and contrast it to other styles. Okay, so we'll do our fluency activity on Thursday because we talked for a bit and we got a little bit of practice, but I'd like you to have practice after the vocabulary and the grammar. So Thursday at 1 GMT, we'll look at comparisons specifically with music, and in the second half of the class, you'll be talking in detail about your particular taste styles, and you'll compare and contrast them to others, okay? But I'll be back in 30 seconds for Fluency Fundamentals, so stick around for that. Today, we're going to be dealing with, what is today's class in Fluency Fundamentals? Similes. You know what a metaphor is, but do you know what a simile is? You're going to find out coming up in just a minute. Okay? So stick around for that. Bye for now, everyone. See you in a moment. Bye for now.